Hi Ted, welcome to the Franchise Marketing Show. It's good to have you with us.
It's nice to be here, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. So for anyone who doesn't know who you are and what you do you want to just describe a little bit about Bluebird?
So, I'm from Bluebird Care, Ted Richardson. I'm the head of living care. And we're here today to hopefully introduce Bluebird Care to people interested in getting into franchising with us. And my role particularly, why I'm here, is to help people understand what living care is as well. One of our better kept secrets within the care world.
Okay, so what is living care?
Great question.
That was not led in at all.
No, I didn't crowbar that in there one little bit. So living care is where we would have carers actually live in people's homes. A genuine alternative to care homes. And it's having come from a care home background myself and listened to people tell me that they would rather be able to stay at home. I had a real passion for living care and how we can get that out to more people, offering them that choice and the ability to stay the place they want to stay, which is at home.
Yeah. So, Ted, how did you get involved in Bluebird Care?
So I've been working in care since about 2016 in a care home setting, premium care homes, in sales and marketing. I fell into that world from a more corporate world of floor care of all things, and I was approached to see if I'd like to work in care, and I had no idea, and then I really enjoyed it. It resonated with me, the opportunity to help people, provide better outcomes for them, really resonated. And but then, as I say earlier, there was speaking to lots of families and the customers that wanted to be able to stay at home. I needed to find out about home care. And I approached Bluebird Care and joined them in 2020, start of lockdown.
Wow, yeah.
And learnt all about home care, and it's a fabulous world. I'm really pleased I made that move, and particularly with a brand like Bluebird Care, largest provider now in the UK, and we're very much focused on that premium service and how we can provide that better service to our customers.
Yeah. So obviously you joined in the COVID year. I know that was a few years ago, but what impact did that have on the carers and the people that you care for?
It's really hard.
Yeah.
It was really hard. There was a lot of fear for the carers because it was the unknown for all of us. But particularly our carers who bravely went out and carried on visiting homes whilst everybody else was restricted to lockdown, and without huge amounts of information on what was safe and good practices. And our office teams had to do incredible work to try and make sure our carers were safe, informed and trained as well in terms of how to use PPE. The challenges with sourcing PPE for office teams. It was a really, really difficult time for all those office teams. So that was probably one of the biggest challenges the care sector's had, and one of the most changing as well. But the strength of character and the determination of all the care experts really shone through, and I take my hat off to all of them to go through something like that.
Yeah. And have you found that any of those changes or things that you did during that year, have any of those things kind of remained?
Yeah, I think it opened all our eyes to different ways of working, probably more effective ways of working, the importance of keeping teams up to date with changes in regulation, in terms of training, in terms of and also in terms of rostering, and also communications with our customers. I think everything changed slightly. I think on the whole, everybody was delighted to get back into offices. Working remotely in care can be challenging. But that said, it did open up some opportunities for people to be able to work from home a little bit more often as well.
Yeah. And obviously, one of the things that was highlighted during the pandemic, and it's probably still ongoing, I'm part of a community, and I know that there's a lot of impact in terms of the elderly and loneliness and, the cost of living and all that kind of stuff. And we're living in a situation, aren't we, at the moment, where there is a lot more fear for older people with cuts and to their finances and that kind of thing. How are your carers able to encourage or support or kind of just be there for others?
I think a lot of it's making our customers and potential customers aware that there is that support out there from places like Bluebird Care and from our carers, that we're not just there for when needs dictate. We often wait until there's a need to get care, but actually we're there before that need arises as well, whether it's companionship. To your point about loneliness, that's a really, really, really big challenge in our communities, and something we really try and support. Loneliness is a big piece. We try and, across the country, we try and do more groups where we host sessions for anyone to come along to sometimes, to alleviate that loneliness. Sort of friendship cafes and even memory cafes and that sort of thing. They're really powerful. But I think the one thing we can all do better in the care sector is probably let people know all those services exist, so that and not just elderly, but those people that might be more vulnerable and might be isolated, that there are people out there.
Yeah, definitely. But I've got a niece and she's got Down syndrome. She's 20, she's still living at home, but at some point there's that point where she's going to want to, or kind of be independent, and you're able to support with that as well.
Yeah, we can look after almost anybody, and for us it's really making sure we've got the right training in place for any team to be able to help people like that. Everybody deserves the opportunity to get the right support. Again, it's just about making sure people are aware of it. Something we battle against, there's well-documented challenges in the social care sector around funding and that sort of thing as well. So we do our best to try and make sure everybody's aware of the services we offer, but we try and do a little bit around our communities as well to support that.
Yeah, I think that's really important, really vital. So if someone was thinking about starting a business in the care sector, do they have to be good with people? Obviously they need to care about people. Do they have to come from that kind of background?
We get people from all kinds of backgrounds. I think there does help just to have an inclination to care for people and you like people. I think most people do, and I think similarly to myself, and I fell into it. I had no idea that care would be my career, and I'm so glad that it has become that. And we get people from all manner. Today we've spoken to not just doctors, pharmacists, salespeople, technology backgrounds, all manner of backgrounds, and they're all welcome. And I think it's just a willingness to learn and understand and be hands-on. I think within care you've got to be close to your business, understand your customers and your team actually. It's a people world, and actually being able to support your team will help support your carers as well. So anyone's welcome, really.
Yeah, and you've got that sense of doing something that's rewarding as well when you've got that kind of business. Yeah,
I think the thing that resonated and I didn't know about, again, myself, was seeing the difference we make, not just to our customers. I think that's an obvious benefit we can provide, but to the lives of the families as well. So sons and daughters go back to being sons and daughters from being carers, and it's peace of mind as well. People can get back to family life, and it's time consuming when you're looking after a loved one.
Yeah, definitely. Have you got any examples that you can share with us of people that you supported like that?
Yeah, I always remember it was a customer or an inquiry I had a few years ago now, and I would often ask them what a normal day might look like, because people phone up about care and they don't necessarily know about care, and so I try and make it as easy as possible. And this person told me how they would get up at 5:30 in the morning, get the kids ready for school and off to school, and then pop and see mum and get her ready, get her up and give her a breakfast, and then go off to work, and then nip back at lunchtime to check mum was okay, and that customer in the end came in to live with us, and the change for that lady's life was really powerful. They genuinely went back to being a daughter, but not just that, she went back to being a wife and a mother and giving time back into the family, and she was so grateful for that support, and they had no idea that the world that they were living in. And that was the most powerful example I can probably give you, but there's lots like that. And yes, the outcomes for our customers are fabulous, but when you see the difference it can make to people's lives and their families, it's really, really wonderful.
Yeah, so that'd be quite impactful for your franchisees as well to have that.
Yeah, and I think that realisation comes quite quickly into that journey. And a lot of people come having had their own experiences of why they're interested in care as well. They've got a relative that they've had to look after, or they know somebody who has, and actually the difference that they saw care made to their lives. So yes, it's for our customers and we provide wonderful care, but it's more far-reaching than that, the impact that we have across their lives.
Yeah, I'm getting a sense of that just in how you're talking
about
I'm
it. Really, I love it. It's just such a wonderful and rewarding world to be in.
Yeah.
And I recommend anyone to look into and reach out and talk about it. You know, I think we don't inquire about care until that need has already happened.
Yeah.
You know, don't be frightened. Come and talk to people, and you know, people like me, and we can help you. We've got 200 offices across the UK that would happily speak to you and give you help.
Yeah, because people want to like you say, you kind of like you get to a stage where you need that support, but actually you can provide support at any stage, can't you? Especially with like the loneliness aspect.
Yeah, look, we have a lot of our care experts will go in and just have a cup of tea and a cake with somebody. You know, just a chat. And you know, take them out for a day. There's everything that's on the table. If they need appointments or whatever it might be, it's all there. We can help in the home and alleviate those day-to-day tasks that might have become a bit of a chore. But it is just there sometimes, just that chat and a bit of company.
Yeah. So the carers almost become like a companion in that sense?
Yeah, they do, and they become, you know, we see a real bonds built between the carers and the customers and the families as well, because there's an element of, you know, trust, and they're part now of, they're welcomed into their home.
Yeah.
So it's quite a powerful relationship, and I think that's important. That trust piece is important. You're in someone's home.
Yeah.
And that's lovely that they can talk about anything, and they want to know about the carers, and they want to know about their life. And our care experts do such a wonderful job with building that relationship and rapport.
Yeah. Ted, this is really interesting. Like, I love stories. I love like hearing people's stories. But I'm going to address the blue box, proverbial elephant in the room.
Yes. Yeah. So
what is this?
This little blue box. So we offer our customers complimentary health checks, and those health checks are to monitor vital signs, pulse rate, and blood pressure, and oxygen levels. And within this box, there's a tablet within this box that all the equipment attaches via Bluetooth, so checks are done really quickly. And we often, to all our customers, at first assessment stage. So if they are coming out of, say, a hospital setting, we can give some reassurances that they've had a safe discharge, and that gives confidence to our hospital teams as well. And also at care review. But we also do it more frequently when needs arises, because this is all about preventing, getting ahead of any wider health issues, and identifying underlying health issues, actually.
Okay.
And we have seen instances where it has really fast-tracked anybody getting any support and care. Our GPs are under huge amounts of pressure at the moment, and our hospitals are under such strain at the moment. This box is actually provides what's called a News 2 score, which is the National Early Warning Score, which is developed by the NHS and recognised and used by the NHS, so that if we were to phone up, having completed these checks, with a score that needs further attention, they're fast-tracked. And we did have an example of a customer who unfortunately had a fairly high score. We phoned up the paramedics because they recognised the score. They came straight out, and that person actually had sepsis. Now, if we hadn't done those checks, who knows what could have happened. But that's why we're trying to provide this to all our customers at a complimentary basis, to really prevent and highlight any underlying health. And we even offer it to our staff as well. And it's a really clever bit of equipment, It's just another service to provide better outcomes for our customers.
Yeah, you literally saved someone's life.
Yeah, we've got lots of examples. We've been working with this now for a while, but we've been working much closely to how we can develop this and get a wider reach on this across our whole network of offices. And the feedback we're getting from customers is really, really great. You know, it's something that gives more confidence, and more peace of mind as well, to know actually we can do that. And again, it helps our GPs as well.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and helping that a wider reach, and hopefully helping that social care sector. So,
yeah, definitely. It's really important. I want to get checked.
By all means, yeah. It's easy. It's so easy to do, and that's the nice thing about it. Actually, it takes a few minutes, and it's really easy to be facilitated. We have anyone doing the checks has been trained remotely, but it's actually designed to be be able to use on yourself. But it's such a quick result, and it just gives. I think it offers an invaluable service and really provides much better outcomes and to our customers.
Yeah. So in terms of like a franchisee who may be like coming on board and that kind of thing, the training, support and that kind of thing, obviously we know the franchise industry is brilliant when it comes to training and support. You've got this system that you're developing. How much more do you offer to your franchisees?
I think we've got a fantastic national support team, and within that, our franchise partners can expect dedicated marketing support with the marketing team that we've got. We've got business development managers out in the field as well, along with our quality and compliance teams as well, and all those really critically important to help navigate what is a changing world as well, with any updates and changes, but help drive customer acquisition through the effective marketing and improvements in websites. We've recently launched new websites and branding, which is a phenomenal piece of work that our marketing team have undergone. And our business development team help with things like business planning every year. There's a huge exercise undertaken, which the guys have just finished. And also ongoing support from business development manager to introduce services like this. And equally the quality team working probably more closely with our registered managers to help introduce any new regulations or compliance, but also we provide regular auditing to help prepare all of our offices for any regulatory audits that might occur, like CQC. And that's the same for respective in Scotland and Wales as well. So it's really about making sure they're set up to succeed.
Yeah.
We've got some really great people in our sport team with specialist skills actually.
Yeah, which is obviously quite important in this kind of industry that you're operating in.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a huge amount of experience in the national support team from care and other backgrounds as well, but we've got former franchise owners as part of the team. So a real understanding of what goes on out there as well. But we also try and work really closely and share best practice with our partners. They're obviously our biggest asset, and we work really well together. We work very closely together to launch anything like this as well.
Yeah. Ted, you mentioned like at the beginning that you had obviously been in a care home and you realised that there was a value to people being able to live in their own home and get their care. So that's obviously a reason why someone should consider a home care franchise, but why should someone actually consider franchising rather than setting up their own business?
I think there's huge benefits in terms of you've got an established brand, and with us and Bluebird Care, we are a really, really well-known established national brand, and that takes care of a lot of your marketing straight away. You get given professional websites that are built for you as part of that, and you get that expertise and the support team that you wouldn't otherwise get. And supporting all sectors as well in terms of support, so the marketing, the quality, the business development, myself as living care as well. I think, and we've got other roles now, like head of complex care services, and you have access to all that support that you wouldn't otherwise get. And I think there will be, there's certainly time savings involved in that. but you won't get that level of support by not being part of a franchise. That's the whole point of it, really.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess because the care industry is obviously quite heavily regulated as well.
Navigating all of that is so challenging.
Yeah.
So to have that expert support in how to navigate around those challenges, even just getting a registration to start with, getting the help with those applications and the support with that, along with the changing regulations and guidelines that we see regularly, you get that. And you get that support, and you've got somewhere to go, an expert to go to ask any of those questions. And you're absolutely right, it is so heavily regulated that to go into it without that expertise behind you, really, really challenging. And I think the other part, I think the real confidence comes from those, not just the quality audits that take place on a regular basis internally to highlight how well you're doing or maybe what we need to improve on, but also from that business planning point of view as well, how to align with those regulations. It's one thing starting a care business and growing it. It's another thing by growing a care business successfully with compliantly and making it a profitable business. That's the trick, and that's what we probably make a lot easier.
Yeah, and that kind of leads me to the other proverbial elephant in the room when you talk about the changing guidelines and regulations. Obviously the government announcing the changes to minimum wage and the impact that potentially could have. If someone is thinking about joining Bluebird but is worried about the impact of that on staff, what would you say to them?
National minimum wage has been around for a while now, so we're quite well versed at dealing with that. We are very much a private and more premium offering in the home care market, and that's because a lot of the challenges come with, unfortunately, in the social care sector there isn't necessarily the funding available to be able to make that an affordable avenue for us to go down. So the private model that we provide, and again with that support we give to navigate around that, gives much more confidence, and you know, there is the challenge across every business, escalating costs, and you know, but in the private market, that's where we can dictate what rates we need to be able to charge to be sustainable and profitable. And to those looking to get into it, it is still a growing market. And we are leading the way with growth in the home care market as a brand, and with that private offering and that premium offering, we've got confidence in the pricing that we can ask our customers to pay, and we haven't seen any reason to lose any confidence over that yet either. So national minimum wage does provide those challenges, national insurance hikes, all of those things are big challenges that our partners having to face into, but again, part of what you get with Bluebird Care is that, you know, our CEO Jonathan Gardner is lobbying regularly with other home care providers as well to see change and to see better support for all healthcare businesses.
That's really good to hear that as well, and obviously it'd be reassuring for anyone that's thinking about a Bluebird business that you've got that covered.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I think that's the other part, is we're there to really provide the best support possible for our partners, and really hopefully fight their corner as much as we can. That's really what we're all about. So
yeah, I think that's really good. Ted, how would you describe your network?
Good question. We've got a really diverse group now. We've been 21 years, we're in our 21st year, so we're a mature network. So we've got businesses that have been with us since day one, when we started out in Petersfield, and we've still got new business onboarding now. So we've got a network now where we are helping businesses that are really quite large. So it's quite a diverse mix from that, and to those businesses that are still brand new. I think we're here today to hopefully find some more partners to join that network. So hence again why we've got such a robust support network to be able to cater for all those different entry levels. But we're also very lucky because those new to franchise can help benefit from the experience our really experienced franchise partners have got. So, yeah, a mature network, but with lots of new blood coming into it still.
Yeah, so there's opportunity for mentoring for those that are quite mature. And
yeah, so we, when we onboard customers, we ask local franchise partners to help mentor.
Yeah, that's
good. And there's nothing like learning from somebody who's done it, right? So we make sure that people have that opportunity to learn from other people and share best practice. And that's the beauty of our net being more mature, is that we have that level of expertise and experience.
Yeah. That sounds like the beauty of Bluebird Care.
It is. One of the challenges today, one of the frustrations is because we are good at what we do, we don't have a huge amount of new territories that are available. But it's been the interest we get today in the brand now has been really, I've really enjoyed it. It's been really powerful for me to see actually people really do know about us. They know that brand. And unfortunately, we haven't always had territories in the places that people would like them. But they're really interested. So it's been really great to see the new opportunities here today. Yeah,
and it highlights what you said right at the beginning, is the value and the importance of people being cared for at home, that's kind of being met, but people already recognise that there's a need for that and a want for that as well.
I think there's a reality that everybody wants to be able to stay at home for as long as they can.
Yeah.
Hence why, we offer services from half an hour visits, if you like, all the way through to living care and complex care and children's services.
Yeah.
We want to be able to help as many people as we can.
Yeah, I think it's phenomenal what you do.
Thank you.
Ted, thank you so much for coming to talk to us.
My pleasure. Nice to meet you.
If anyone wants to join or find out more about Bluebird Care, how do they get in touch with you?
So you can visit our website at bluebirdcare.co.uk and contact our head office. Details are on there. If they want to contact the local office, we have all our local websites as well. Contact details are all there. Phone or email details are available as well. So hopefully it's quite straightforward to find.
And if anyone wants any living care or
absolutely, you can phone your local office, but do reach out and contact us, send us emails. I love talking about living care, so if people want to reach out to me, I'd love to help them. We need to tell more people about living care. That's my role.
Excellent. Thanks very much.
My pleasure.